Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, so today we are going to start a new chapter. Okay, like just like we did plants, right? We know about different plants now, different types of the plants. There is one chapter for animals as well, right? We have to know the forms of animals, what types of animals are present, right? What are the functions? Okay, so how do they contribute to the food chain and all? We will learn that today. Okay, so just like plants, we have a different chapter for animals as well, so we will start with that. So first we will see a little video and then we will move to the theory part. Is it okay? Shall I share the window now?
Yeah.
Okay. Animals, form and function. Introduction. In different groups of animals, from unicellular organisms like amoeba to human beings, there is a progressive increase in the complexity of body organization. A series of organs and organ systems have developed. These different organs and organ systems serve the various needs of the organism. For example, the digestive system performs the functions of nutrition, respiratory system helps in breathing and gaseous exchange, and circulatory system is for the internal transport of materials. The human skeletal system. Feel the bones in your body. Okay, so we have different types of systems, organ systems in our body. Okay, and each of the organ system is responsible for doing different activities, right? These organ systems, what they will do, they will coordinate between each other. Okay, and then that's how this living function works. Okay, so the circulation, there is some circulatory system, there is respiratory system, there is skeletal system, there is this what to say muscle system, right? So we have very various types of system, and each of this system, they will coordinate with each other to carry out a particular function. Okay, now suppose I'm asking you to bring me a chalk, or I'm asking you to bring me a pen. Okay, so tell me how many types of, just for this small function, just such a small task, how many functions of your body is involved? Tell me. First, your ears will be involved. Okay, because you have to hear what I'm instructing you to do. Okay, so first your ears will be involved. Okay, then your brain will be involved because it will be perceiving that instruction, right? If I'm asking you to bring a pen, you have to understand that I'm asking you to bring a pen. Okay, so who helps you to understand that thing? It's your brain. Okay, then you will move to the place where the pen is. Okay, so what is involved? Your locomotory system, your hands, your legs, your muscles, your skeletal system, and your locomotory system will be involved in getting you to move, okay, to that place. Okay, then you have to use your eyes. Okay, you have to use your eyes to see where the pen is located. Okay, then you will bring it back to me. Okay, so see, just for a small task, so many of your organ systems and organs are required. Okay, so these systems, they will coordinate with each other to perform a particular task. Okay, so first we will see the skeletal system. Okay, what do I mean by skeletal system? All the bones in your body. Okay, all the bones in your body, right from skull. Okay, right from skull to the toe. Okay, right from the skull to the toe of your body. Okay, we have bones in our body present. Okay, there are certain names you have to remember right now. Okay, like the skull, the jawbone. Okay, the humerus, you can see it in the picture, yes or no? Can you see it in
yeah,
the picture? Right. So humerus, okay, it is the bone of the upper arm, okay, the upper part of your arm, okay, so that's the bone present there. Okay, then we have breastbone, okay, then we have sternum, okay, then we have radius and ulna in the forearm, okay, then we have hand bones, okay, we have backbone, we have hip, we have femur, we have kneecap, we have tibia and fibula. Okay, so so many bones are there. How many bones are there in human body? Tell me.
how many what?
How many bones are there in human body?
206.
206. Okay, very good. Okay, we have 206, 206 bones in our body. Okay, now there will be a time when you will have to learn all these 206 bones. Okay, you will have to learn that, but it's not right now. So just try to remember the basic ones. Okay, like the skull, the jawbone, okay, the bones of the hand, bones of the legs. Okay, this all we have to try to learn now. Are we clear about this? Shall we move ahead?
Yep.
Starting from the head. Feel the bones in your face, neck, shoulders, arms, legs, chest, fingers, toes, etc. Try to guess the shape and size of each bone. Some are small, others are long, some are also curved. The bones in your body make up a framework called a skeleton. The skeleton of an adult is made up of 206 bones. A child has many more bones, but as he grows into an adult, many of them fuse together. Organs. Our body is made up of a number of organs. An organ is made up of different kinds of cell and tissues. Your stomach is an organ.
Okay, so this is something important to understand. The number of bones in a child, okay, will be more, okay, more than an adult. Why? Because as the child he will grow up, these bones will be fused together to form a single bone. Okay, so that is why the number of bones in child it is more than the number of bones in the adult. Okay, so adult body will have 206 bones. Okay, and a child will have somewhere around, I guess, 220 to 236 bones. Okay.
Okay.
It is made up of different tissues like nerve tissue, blood tissue, fat tissue, and muscle tissue. Your stomach, mouth, food pipe, and small intestine are all organs. These are organs of digestion. An organ performs a specific function. Kinds of organs. Stomach. Stomach is an organ of digestion. It is made up of different tissue like epithelial tissue, nervous tissue, blood tissue, and muscular tissue. Different parts of the stomach help in the job of digestion of food. One part causes contractions and expansions so that the food is thoroughly mixed. This is called peristalsis. Digestive juices are secreted by another part of the stomach. Different tissues take part in each of these activities. Heart and lungs, like epithelial food pipe, and small
Okay, so uh, how are organisms made? Okay, organisms, what is the smallest structure of an organism? It is the cell. Okay, now this cell, what they will do, similar types of cell will group together and make a tissue. Okay, and that tissue, similar tissues will do what? They will group together and they will form an organ. Okay, now we have to understand that these cells for different organs are different. Okay, your brain cell will be different from your heart cell or your lung cell or your stomach cell. Okay, so different organs are made up of different types of cells. Okay, so different types of cells. Now what we have to understand is, now we have 3 4 brain cells. Okay, so these brain cells will try to group together. Okay, and then they will form a brain tissue. Several brain cells will come together and they will form a brain tissue. Okay, now several tissues will come together and they will form brain. Okay, so this goes like for all the other organs as well. Okay, for stomach we have stomach cells. Okay, their cells will group together, it will form tissue and it will form organ. Okay, why we need different cells for different organs? It's because the function of the different organs is different. Okay, different organs have different functions. Okay, brain, it helps for the cognitive skills, for understanding. Lungs, it will help you for respiratory function. Stomach for digestive function. Heart for circulatory functions, right? So their function is different, so the cells from which they are made will also be different. So that is why this cell, this organization should be very clear. Cell, it will form tissue. Tissue, it will form organ. Organ, it will form an organ system. And that organ systems, all the organ systems will form an organism. Okay, are we clear about this?
Yeah.
Now for example, here in the video we have taken the example of stomach. Okay, now what is the function of stomach? Tell me.
To basically um, get rid of any bad acids. It's
No,
basically,
it
I
is.
know what it does, but I can't really explain it.
Okay, tell me, you eat food, where does that food grow goes? From you eat your food with your mouth. Okay, where does that food go?
Into your stomach.
It goes to the stomach, right? And what happens to that food in the stomach?
It'll go down.
Yeah, but what happens prior from going down? What happens to the food in the stomach? That food is has to be digested, right? That food has to be digested, yes or no?
Yeah.
So that digestion of the food takes place in the stomach. Okay, now see, this is how a stomach looks like. Okay, so this is the esophagus. This is the esophagus, the tube like structure that you can see above is the esophagus. Okay, now what is the esophagus? See, now you are eating something. Okay, your from your your the food from your mouth will go to the esophagus first. Okay, it is a tube like structure. Okay, that connects your mouth to the stomach. Okay, the stomach is way below. Okay, the stomach is way below. So how does your food from your mouth goes to the stomach? It's through this tube like structure that is known as the esophagus. Okay, now you will eat the food, you will chew it, and it will go to the esophagus. Okay, and then it will go to the stomach. Okay, now in stomach also there are layers of muscles in the uh, in the stomach. Okay, there are different layers of muscles in the stomach, as well as there is a mucous membrane. Okay, now what is meant by a mucous membrane? Mucous membrane is nothing, it is just a protection. Okay, sometimes we will eat sometimes we will eat very hard things like nuts. Okay, suppose we are eating nuts. Okay, and we are eating like this cashews, almonds, they are very hard, walnuts. Okay, so it's to protect the stomach. Okay, this mucous membrane is secreted to protect the inner lining of the stomach from these hard substances that we are eating. Okay, as well as sometimes the food that we take is acidic in nature, right? If we eat very spicy food, if we are eating this if we are drinking this soda and all, they are very acidic in nature. Okay, so to protect the stomach from the harm that will be caused by eating this kind of foods, we have this mucous membrane. Okay, now inside the stomach will really release various enzymes, various secretions, and that secretions and enzymes will help the food to be digested. Are we clear about this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, see, this is the esophagus. Okay, now the stomach is further divided into various parts. Okay, the stomach is divided into various parts. Okay, so this the first region, okay, right, where from the esophagus ends and the stomach starts. This is the region where the esophagus ends and the stomach starts. So that particular region is known as the cardiac region. Okay, it is known as the cardia region or the cardiac region. Then this thing that you can see like slightly curved here, okay, there is slightly curved here, then it is here,
The
it is
job
known as
of
the
digestion of food.
fundus region. Okay, it is known as the fundus region, right? And then actually it's not required for you to remember all this now, just for the sake of explanation. Okay, this is the cardiac region, this is the fundus region, and the rest of the bodies, the rest of the part is known as the body region. Okay, there will be mucous membrane. Okay, and then this stomach ends into the intestine, small intestine. Okay, so where does the food goes from the stomach? It will go to the small intestine, then it will go to the large intestine, then it will go to the rectum, and then it will be excreted out through the anus. Okay, so this is how this works, this whole digestive system works. Are we clear about this?
Yeah.
Okay, see, there are these gastric glands. Okay, these gastric glands will release some secretions. Okay, and those secretions will help us in the digestion of the food that we are eating. Okay, now we will see heart and lungs. See, this is how stomach looks like in a real real life body. Okay, this is how your stomach will look like. Okay, now we will see heart and lungs. We are done with stomach. Now we have, now stomach was a part of digestive system. Now we are doing heart and lungs. So heart and lungs, they are responsible for the circulatory system and the respiratory system. We will see that now.
Your heart is an organ. The heart pumps blood. It is made mostly of muscle tissue, with some blood tissue and fat tissue. These tissues work together to allow the heart to pump blood.
Encrypts all your data
Your
before
lungs
it
and
goes over the
windpipe
internet.
are organs
So
used
people you
for
don't want
breathing.
having access to your information
Other
won't have
organs.
access to it. Especially
Kidneys
relevant
are the
on
organs
sketchy
of
public Wi-Fi.
excretion.
Being Canadian,
The
one
ear
of my favorite
is a
uses for
sense
Surcharge
organ.
is to access content
Largest
from other
organ in the
countries.
body
With
is
one
your
click,
skin.
I can discover
It
content from
covers and
anywhere,
protects your
including
body.
the US, UK,
It helps you get
even
rid
Japan.
of three waste
If
materials:
that sounds good, check out
salt,
Surcharge now by clicking the
water,
link below
and
use
heat.
a writing/drawing
Organs may
tool.
be external
While the S
or
Pen
internal.
feels like it's a
The
little more
organs described above, like the stomach, heart, kidneys, intestine, are internal organs. External organs, for example, include ear, eye, arms, legs, hands, and feet. Organ systems. Organ systems.
Okay, so what is the function of heart? What is the function of heart? Hmm? What is
Oh
the
yeah, it's pumping blood.
Yeah, it's pumping blood through to all the parts of your, to all the cells of your body. Okay, and what is the function of lungs?
It's giving air to your body.
It's giving air, not air exactly, oxygen. Okay, the oxygen has to be there. Okay, so this lungs and these heart, they will work in a very coordinated manner. Okay, and this oxygen, what is this oxygen is infused into the blood. Okay, this oxygen, it is infused into the blood that is pumped through the heart, and then this oxygen infused blood will go to all the cells of the body. Okay, you will see how this actually works in the latest classes. Okay, right now you have to understand this, just the functions of the organs we have to understand, right? The function of heart is circulation of the blood, and the function of lungs is respiration. Okay, so this is what we have to learn. Now this heart and lungs, they are mostly made up of muscle tissue. There are some blood tissues as well, and there are some fat tissues also. Okay, but it is mostly made up of blood tissues. Okay, Then what else is there? Okay, so there are some, we will see the other organs now. Okay.
Other organs. Kidneys are the organs of excretion. The ear is a sense organ.
Okay, so kidneys, what is the function of kidneys? They will help in the process of excretion. Okay, that's how urine formation is there. Okay, now this digestion and all, digestion is done by stomach. Okay, don't get confused. The digestion is done by the stomach. Okay, now see, um suppose you have eaten something. Okay, now that thing has been digested. Okay, and it has been, and the essential molecules, essential things, the important things have been infused into the blood, so that the blood can go and supply to all the cells of the body. Okay, now there is something that will be not useful to the body, that will be excreted out. Okay, now when this food, that important food that we have digested, when it goes to the cells of the body, the cells also don't use all the food. Okay, they will also have certain excretions. Okay, so these excretions will be taken up by the blood. Okay, now this blood will go to the kidney. Okay, and the kidney will filter those blood. Okay, filter that blood. Okay, now after filtration, what will happen? There will be certain unuseful products. Okay, now this unuseful products that we have to excrete. Okay, so that is excreted in the form of urine. Okay, are you clear about this? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, now ear, what is the function of ear? They see, ear has many functions. Okay, first, you have like, it helps in the auditory function, right? You are hearing everything because you have ears. Okay, so that is the sensory function of it. Now there is one more function, it helps in maintaining the balance. Okay, it helps in maintaining the balance. Okay, sometimes you will see that sometimes you will see after a very loud noise. Okay, something like very, after a very loud explosion, something. Okay, and you are very near to it, you will find it difficult to balance yourself for a short period of time. Okay, it's because of your ears. Okay, if your ears are damaged, then definitely your balance will be lost. Okay, so that is one more important function of ear. Okay, both auditory function as well as maintaining the balance of the body, it is carried out by this ear. Okay,
Okay.
Largest organ in the body is your skin. It covers and protects your body. It helps you get rid of three waste materials: salts, water, and heat. Organs may be external or internal. The organs described above, like the stomach, heart, kidneys, intestine, are internal organs. External organs, for example, include ear, eye, arms, legs, hands, and feet. Organ system.
okay, so what is the largest organ in your body? It is the skin. Okay, it is complete, it is covering whole your body. Okay, whole of your body is covered by this skin. Okay, so definitely it is the largest organ of your body. Okay, now what are the functions of skin? What are the functions of
Um,
skin?
I don't know.
If somebody will come and touch you, you will immediately sense that feeling, right? That somebody is touching you. Yes or no? Suppose if Nikhil comes
Yeah.
now and he will just pat on your back. Okay, so you will get that sensation, right? That somebody is patting on your back. How do you get that sensation? It's because of your skin. Okay, so skin helps us in feeling. Okay, feeling these sensations, that is the function of skin. Okay, what else is the function of skin? We sweat when we exercise a lot, we will sweat. Yes or no? Yes or
Yeah.
no? Yeah, so uh, from where are we sweating? We are sweating from our skin, through our skin, right? And that sweat will consist the salts and other impurities from our body. So it is type of this skin also, it is kind of like an excretory organ as well, right? It will help us to excrete the excess water, excess salts in our body. Okay, so that is one more function of skin. Okay, we have sweat glands present in our under our skin. So that sweat glands, what they will do, they will just uh, produce sweat, and that sweat is produced through the pores of the skin. Okay, so this also works as an excretory organ for excessive salts and water. Okay, what else? For temperature regulation also, it is helpful in temperature regulation of the body also. Okay, so it will help to, and it will also protect the internal organs as well. Okay, it will protect the internal organs like your heart, your lungs, your kidney, small intestine, large intestine, the stomach. All of this is protected by the skin. Okay, so skin acts as a barrier, from a barrier between the outer environment and the inner environment. Okay, now something more I wanted to discuss. I just forgot the point. Um, Okay, so yeah, so there are two types of organs. Organs can be divided into internal organs and external organs, right? So everything that you can see from outside, right? Your eyes you can see are from outside, mouth you can see from outside, tongue you can see from outside. Okay, your nose, your ears, right? All these are external organs. Can you see your stomach from outside, or your heart from outside, or your lungs from outside?
No.
No, right? So they are internal organs. Okay, now we will deal with the organ systems. Okay, now these organs, they will come together and make organ systems, so that we have to see now.
Systems. Organ systems and their organs are listed out.
Okay, so see, we have digestive system, we have respiratory system, we have circulatory system, we have nervous system, we have excretory system, and we have reproductive system. Okay, now the digestive system, it will be made up by the mouth. Okay, because we eat from the mouth, the food pipe or else the esophagus. Then we have the small intestine, we have the large intestine, we have the liver, and we have the pancreas. The stomach is missing from here. Just there is some, I think, um, mistake here. Okay, so first the mouth, then the food pipe, then the stomach. Okay, from the stomach the food will go to the small intestine, from the small intestine the food will go to the large intestine. Okay, and liver and pancreas, they will have certain secretions to digest the fats in the food. Okay, not all stomach is not able to digest the fats that we are taking. Okay, we read this food chapter, yes or no? We are knowing different components of the food, like the carbohydrate, nutrients present in the food, like the carbohydrate, fats, proteins, minerals, vitamins. Yes or no? Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So different these different nutrients in the food has to be digested by different enzymes. Okay, now these enzymes come from these secretions, right? So for example, the fats that we are taking, they are digested by the enzymes that are secreted by this liver and pancreas. Okay, now these proteins are generally digested by the uh, secretions that are produced by small intestine. Okay, now in mouth also we have certain secretions that will digest the carbohydrate. Okay, in stomach also we will have certain secretions that will digest the carbohydrate. Okay, so different secretions are supposed to be there from these organs that will digest the different nutrient component of the food. Okay, so this is all about the digestive system. Now we have respiratory system. Okay, so where do you breathe from, take the air from? You will take the air from nose, and sometimes you can take the air from your mouth as well. Okay, so your nose and your mouth. Okay, and where does the air goes? Then it will go to the windpipe. Okay, from the windpipe it will go to the lungs. Okay, so there are two lungs in our body, so that is why this two in number is there. Okay, so we have nose and mouth, then we have windpipe, and the wind, from that the air will go to the lungs. Okay, so this is a respiratory system. Now coming to the circulatory system, we have heart and we have blood vessels. Okay, so the heart will pump the pump the blood, and it will go to the different blood vessels, and these blood vessels will supply the blood to each and every cell of the body. Okay, now we have the nervous system. Okay, so the nervous system will have our brain, the spinal cord, the various nerves, and the sense organs. Okay, so they all com- they all just compose the nervous system. Okay, what about the excretory system? Excretory system, we have kidneys. Yes or no? Kidneys for urine formation. Skin, just now I told you skin, how it acts as a excretory system through sweat. Okay, we are excreting the excess sweat and excess water from our body through skin, okay, in the form of sweat. So they also act as an excretory organ. Okay, what about the lungs? Lungs, we are excreting the excess amount of CO2 into the air. Okay, when we will take air, all this nitrogen, CO2, oxygen, everything will come. Okay, but we need only oxygen from our body. So when we will exhale, what will happen? The CO2 will be exhaled from the body. Okay, so this also acts like an excretory system. Liver also, it will also have some secretions that will help in the excretion. Okay, large intestine is also the part of excretory system. Okay, urinary bladder, it will temporarily store the urine. Okay, it will temporarily store the urine, and then it is stored in the urinary bladder, and then it is passed on through this ureters. Okay, so this is all about this excretory system. We will see each of them in detail also. Okay, now reproductive system, we have two ovaries in female and two testes in male. Okay, so we will see each of them in detail now. Are we clear about this? Naveen, is it okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Organism. The organ systems collectively form an organism as shown. The whole organism is a product of all the systems working together in union with each other. Organ systems in human body. There are 10 different organ systems present in our body. The different organ systems are as follows: digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, nervous system, excretory system, reproductive system, skeletal system, muscular system, integumentary system, endocrine system. Digestive system. Part of the digestive system are mouth, tongue, teeth, salivary glands, esophagus, food pipe, stomach, liver and gallbladder, small intestine, pancreas, large intestine, and anus. Function: to convert complex food into simple, soluble form so that it can be easily absorbed by the blood. Respiratory system. Parts of the respiratory system are nose, trachea, pancreas, large intestine.
Okay, so what are the different parts of the digestive system? Okay, so first you will take the food through your mouth. Okay, so who will help you to chew the food? It is the teeth and the tongue. Okay, who will help you to taste the food? It is tongue. Who will help you to chew the food? It will be both teeth and the tongue. Okay, so they are also a part of this digestive system. Okay, now I said in the a few minutes ago, I just said that different components of the food, different nutrients of the food will be digested by different parts or different organs of this digestive system. Okay, so for example, the carbohydrate in the food, it will be digested the first time. The carbohydrate partially, Okay, suppose you are taking rice. Okay, so that rice will be partially rice is nothing but carbohydrate. Okay, carbohydrate and protein both. Okay, so the carbohydrate part of that rice will be digested partially by the salivary gland that is present in the mouth. Okay, so certain salivary glands are present in the mouth, so it will be starting to digest in the mouth itself. Okay, so that is why we are asked to eat our food slowly. Okay, we have to completely chew our food. Okay, so it will help to digest the carbohydrate that is present in the food. Okay, so that is why we have to chew our food very slowly and properly. Okay, so this salivary gland, it will help to digest, partially digest the carbohydrate that is present in the food. Okay, now after from the mouth, where does the food will go? It will go to this cube like structure, that is the esophagus or the food pipe. Okay, it will go to the food pipe. Okay, from the food pipe it will go to the stomach. Yes or no? It will go to the stomach, and this in the stomach, what will happen? The rest of the carbohydrate, okay, the rest of the carbohydrate that has to be digested, it will be digested there. Okay, now from the carbohydrate, where it will go, the food will be going into the small intestine. Okay, the food will be going into the small intestine, and in the small intestine, majorly what will be digested? This proteins will be digested. Okay, the small intestine proteins will be digested due to the secretions of the small intestine. Okay, now this gallbladder and the liver, they will have certain secretions also that will be poured into this small intestine, and that will be responsible for the digestion of the fat. Okay, now since everything is digested, where the food will be going, it will be going into the long intestine, and then final digestion takes place in the long intestine if something is left to be digested, and then it will go to the rectum, and then it will be excreted out through this anus. Okay, so this is how the digestive system will work. Okay, so can you tell me what are the different parts of the digestive system right from the starting?
Um, the gallbladder.
Right from the start, you try to tell me from the
Oh,
start.
teeth,
Teeth, yeah, teeth, and then
cerebral gland,
salivary gland, then
tongue,
okay, then
esophagus,
esophagus. Okay, try to say it, esophagus, or you can tell it, say it as a food pipe also.
actually, I wrote it down.
Yeah, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, so tell me, esophagus, then
Um, where is it? Gallbladder, small left liver,
see, where does the food goes from the esophagus? The stomach. Okay, the esophagus will connect the mouth to the stomach. Okay, so where does the food will go? It will go to the stomach. Okay, after the stomach, where does the food will go?
um, to your large intestine.
No, no. After the stomach, the food will be going to the small intestine. Okay, and then it will go to the large intestine, then the rectum and the anus. Okay, in the meantime, it will be receiving secretions from the liver and the gallbladder to digest the fat that is present in the food. Are we clear about this?
Yep.
And anus. Function: to convert complex food into simple, soluble form so that it can be easily absorbed by the blood. Respiratory system. Parts of the respiratory system are nose, trachea, windpipe, bronchi, singular bronchus, and lungs. Function: to exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide and produce energy. Circulatory system. Part of the circulatory system are the bronchus and lungs. Function.
Right, so this is the respiratory system, right? So the respiratory system will start from the nose. Okay, so this nose, we will inhale air from the nose, and occasionally we will inhale air through the mouth as well. Okay, so these both nose and mouth is used for inhalation and exhalation of the air. Okay, now if you are inhaling the air will go, okay, and it will go to the windpipe. Okay, windpipe or the trachea. Okay, now this windpipe will be going into this lungs. Okay, these two are the lungs, and the windpipe, it will divide. Okay, here see, you can see the division over here, right? It will be dividing into two, and division is will be known as the bronchus. Okay, so one bronchus will go to one lung, the other bronchus will go to the other lung. Okay, so the nose, mouth, windpipe, and bronchus, and the lungs. Okay, and what is the function? To exchange the oxygen and carbon dioxide and produce energy. Are we clear about this?
Yep.
Okay.
To exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide and produce energy. Circulatory system. Part of the circulatory system are heart, blood vessels, arteries, capillaries, veins, blood, plasma, red and white blood cells, platelets. Function. To transport gases and materials throughout the body.
Okay, so this is the circulatory system, right? So in the circulatory system, what is the main organ here? It's the heart. Okay, now we have vessels. We in the table earlier we saw what are the two components. It is the heart and the blood vessels. Okay, now these blood vessels will also are of two types. Okay, first is the vein. Okay, then we have the artery. Okay, now what is the function of the artery? It will carry the oxygenated blood. Okay, and the vein, it will be carrying the deoxygenated blood. Okay, if you want to see, I'll try to show the circulatory system, each of the systems. Actually, I will try to show you in like a little more detail. Okay, tomorrow, in tomorrow's, for now we will just see it in like a overview of it, and each of the system, what we will do, we will see it in some detail tomorrow. Okay, I will find specific nice animated videos for it. Okay, so it is better for us to understand. Are we clear about this? For now, just see it as an overview. Okay, what are the organs that are present? What is the general function? Are we clear about this?
Yep.
Okay.
Cells, platelets. Function. To transport gases and materials throughout the body. Excretory system. Organs of excretion are kidneys and skin. Organs of urinary system are kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. Function. To remove waste products from the body. Joints and movement. Move your arms at the elbow. In what direction is
Okay, so this is the excretory system, right? So here we are seeing only a part of the excretory system. Okay, because the rest of the excretory system, like the skin, the lungs, and all, we will discuss. Okay, but the main excretory system is consist of this kidneys. Okay, so this is the right kidney, this is the left kidney. Okay, and these are the blood vessels. Okay, now what will happen? This blood vessel, it will carry the blood from the heart. Okay, I'm sorry, this, but actually here some mistake is there, I guess. See, this purple one, it is the vein. Okay, so what it will do, it will just take the deoxygenated blood, and it will carry it to the heart. Okay, and from the heart the oxygenated blood will come. Okay, and it will go into this kidney. Okay, and then it will be filtered for all the unuseful products will be filtered from it. Okay, and that unuseful product, excessive water, it will be collected in this urinary bladder, and this urinary bladder, it will temporarily hold the urine, and it will be excreted out in the form of urine through this ureter. Okay, so this is the excretory system. So the organs of urinary system are kidneys, ureters, urinary bladder, and urethra. Are we clear about this?
Yep.
Okay, so we will stop here today. What all the systems that we have already covered? We have covered the excretory system, we have covered the digestive system, we have covered the circulatory system, and we have covered the respiratory system. Okay, so these four systems we have covered. Rest of the systems we are going to see tomorrow. Okay, I don't want to just bombard you with lot of information right now. Okay, so is there any doubt from today's class?
I don't have data.
Okay, you don't have any doubt. Okay, there's one more thing. There is one more thing that I want to discuss.